Permaculture is a creative design process that responds to a couple of environmental crises. For example, declining energy and resource availability. It's a way to try to mimic the relationships and patterns in nature. Originally, it was related mostly to agriculture and land stewardship, whereas today it's evolved to become something that can be applied to all aspects of human habitation. For example, economics, culture, education, appropriate technology, and even ecological building. Well, a whole village is an eco-village, and permaculture is a perfect fit because permaculture is a way of efficiently living on a piece of land to try to reduce an ecological footprint. At the very beginning of our time at Whole Village, we engaged local farmers to walk the land with us, and then a landscape architect who had some permaculture background to draw up a permaculture plan for the farm. And in that plan were designs for a variety of rebuilding the, I call, living infrastructure, which we're following today with some amendments, of course, after having lived on the land and observing ourselves, which is the first principle of permaculture. One of the priorities for permaculture is the rebuilding of natural capital. So the second year we lived on the land, we planted over 4,500 trees. With the help of our environmental farm plan and the excellent help from the Credit Valley Conservation Authority, as well as lots of volunteer help in planting, we've managed to plant over 16,000 trees in the last 9 years. The first project was to create windbreaks that would slow down the prevailing west wind, which was really interfering with crop growth. A mature windbreak just west of the barn here is a very good example of what we're trying to build all over the farm. This windbreak has really calmed the area around the habitation of livestock and people. And in fact, as you can see behind me, we've used it as a sun trap to hold heat in and grow fruit. These windbreaks double as wildlife corridors and shelter belts. Shrubs, perennial wildflowers start to come into those areas, and beneficial insects and birds also use these areas as habitat. So it's very beneficial for the farm and for our agricultural projects. Some of our trees we've planted here have been planted in semicircular rows facing south, and that's purposefully done so that we can capture the sun's heat, hold it in, create a sun trap to warm the vegetables, give them a longer growing season, and also protect them from winds. The trees that we grow here are native trees like white pine, white spruce, cedar, oak, a lot of local nut trees, and we're experimenting with fruit and nut trees that either grow here or may grow a little south of here. With climate change, I think we can probably move some of those north. If you have a diverse set of species and types on a farm, for example, you're going to get a lot more protection from certain kinds of fungal diseases and pests, because with monoculture, you've got a surefire invitation to certain pests or weeds that will come in and compete. What we've done with our trees and our forests is to recreate a living infrastructure here that would then support the people that live here, support the farming that goes on, and to support the natural world. I see how they benefit everything else that happens in an eco-village. It creates habitat, it creates areas conducive for growing and building, and of course it creates a future supply of fuel, which I think is going to help us become sustainable in the long run.